Hey everybody, so I'm filming this a little bit after the workout, so forgive me if I'm a little uh, not fresh on some of the exercises I did, but I'll try my best to cover the topic. Uh, After looking at the footage, because I was filming at night with a flashlight, it looks really bad. Maybe I can modify some of the light balance or something, but looking at it currently, it might be unwatchable. It kind of just looks like an episode of Cops from like the early 2000s. I mean, like, the core training is kind of nothing different from what I do anyways. So I might do just like one core exercise thing just to show what I'm doing. But it's so similar to my kind of prior core exercise routine. Like, all core workouts kind of boil down to the same thing, you know? So I personally find them like incredibly not interesting to watch. But if there's interest, just comment below and let me know. I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably do one filming of it just so you get an idea of the exercises in case you want to try some of them out yourself. So this one, I played a lot more with the height of the rings, and I think that was a really good call. I feel like my arms got a lot more stimulation, and that's just entirely because I focused on putting the rings up high first, kind of doing all the pull-up type work because that was the most challenging first. Then I did a lot of the hangs and swings second, and then at the end I did a lot of the rowing movements and kind of the additional mid-back stuff. And I found that that was a much better setup. I was able to get like way more volume in overall, like quality reps in, quality volume in. My back actually got some stimulus, particularly because I could fit the rows in at the end. And I could just do easier variations. And then my arms feel very fatigued in a good way. And I think that because I'm trying to adapt the connective tissue and those smaller muscles, it's really good to get enough volume in for my arms that they're actually like getting balanced, you know? The one thing is, it's still not, because I'm using the rings, I still can't really train at high rep enough to get much of a conditioning effect. That's a little bit frustrating in the sense of like, I'm probably not going to be able to like really get that kind of like muscular endurance thing as much, and that would be really nice to get in my like in my lats and stuff. Like, that's an area that a lot of conditioning movements don't really train, so it would be nice to kind of have those adaptations there. Like, everything I've been doing is just kind of a pure strength workout, maybe a little hypertrophy. I think muscle mass wise, because of the high intensity, this is the one where my physique has changed the least. Like, my back doesn't look very different. My upper body, pressing wise, has changed more, and then my legs have probably changed the most. Yeah, overall, I mean, the exercises felt great. I really enjoyed playing a lot with the inversions. I think I got even in some tuck front levers and stuff, like really tightly tucked. I'm not that concerned with getting the full skill, but I do want to just be able to hold the basic one, because I think that's a sign of like you have enough physical competency to manage these things. Yeah, other than that, I think the mobility in my shoulders, I'm definitely feeling that. Like, the hangs and swings are excellent for that. I think it's the one I'm going to have to keep pursuing for longer. Like, I think 6 months down the road, maybe optimistically 4 months down the road, I'm going to really finally get to a point where I'm like, okay, I can really rep out like high rep, like chin-ups on the rings and stuff like that. Because there's just a huge difference between like doing, decent form chin-ups on like a pull-up bar and then doing like tuck narrow grip chin-ups on a set of gymnastics rings. They're a lot more involved, and there's really just a pretty big increase in intensity. It's just like a pure strength workout, essentially. One thing with the primate power is it's like there's not really as many guidelines in terms of like progression and things like that, which is why I don't feel bad about like, ditching it to a certain degree. Like, the hang and swings are, 99% from the book. That's like pretty purely Matt Furey's stuff, but a lot of the ring stuff, obviously, that wasn't made for rings. So my long-term goal with it is not just to build skills, but to kind of build like into ring flows. nothing crazy, but just, being able to transition between skills on the rings, I think would be like really a good way to like advance my rings abilities, just because I can kind of stay up there for a lot longer. And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of like building endurance is like if I can do these like advanced ring flows where I can do like a few pull-ups and then to a muscle up and then to dips and then to this or that, like back lever, whatever. That's where I'm really going to build that upper body strength and endurance, because I'm just going to be staying under tension that entire time.